Hope you had a good little commercial break there as we paused in between our two episodes of Unit 7, Closing the Sale. Let's finish up this video lecture series here in Unit 7 with some techniques on actually how to finish the close. First thing I got to start with, though, is how not to close. And I would be remiss if I didn't cover some of these things because I've heard a lot of them, I've seen a lot of them, but simply don't apologize into the sale. Don't say, I know we're higher, but what you just did, if you say that, or I know we're more expensive, but you're going to reinforce to the customer that they're paying more for something than the current product or service that they already have. Don't do that. Don't reinforce that at that point in time, because if you've already talked yourself around that and you've already convinced them that it's worth it and cleared that value objection that we talked about earlier in the objections section, if you've already covered that, don't tear the Band-Aid off and tell them that it is more expensive again. That's something that you have to be very cautious of. Our nature is to empathize oftentimes with customers like this. We don't want to spend any more than we have to, oftentimes. But as a salesperson, it's your job to sell. And so if you've cleared the objection, they've agreed to the price, you don't want to then reinforce that it is more expensive at the closing time. You might just open the door for them to back out right then and there. Be careful about saying, I know you really like your current supplier, but what that does is reinforce to them that thought that, oh my gosh, now I got to leave a salesperson or a friend that I've been doing business with for potentially a long period of time, that I have loyalty to, that I had convinced myself it's time to leave, it's time to do something else or try a different product. Now you just put that back into their mind to think about one more time. That might be the nail in the coffin for you and not for them. And then you probably don't want to buy today, but would you like to? Again, you're opening the door for a customer to say no right there. They may do it anyway, but don't lead them to that choice. That's not what your job is as a salesperson. Your job is to sell. Your job is to move product, to move service, to make money for your company and for yourself and for your customer. So if you're convinced that it's appropriate, ask for the close. Don't say you probably don't want to, because you just might get you're correct, I don't want to close today, and give them the opportunity to put it off. So how about the trial close? Okay, if you've missed some closing clues, sometimes buyers are going to be very guarded about them. About 3/4 of the way through the sale, you might use a little trial close. That's either going to, number one, give the opportunity to actually close, or number two, uncover some questions or objections that they have. So here's some closing questions, trial closing questions. Would this be something that actually works for you? When would you need delivery, or how many tons would you take at a time? Would you like to use our financing or your bank's financing options? Those are good trial closing questions that you can pose out there to gauge how close they are to actually putting in an order. And what should you do if the trial close gets a good positive response? Ask for the order, okay? If you get an I'm not ready, back up, cover what you need to cover, take care of an objection if it comes up at that point in time. Make sure that you've hit all your key features and benefits and selling target points, and then move on, okay? But that trial close is a great technique to use. You could use the direct close, which is just a very simple, straightforward, would you like to make an order? Or, just simply asking for their business at that point in time. Works really good if you're a very direct salesperson like that and you have a good, open, and positive relationship. Some customers will appreciate that just direct answer. The choice close is kind of a small and easy choice between buying and buying, actually. Really, it's kind of a confidence move, but you're not going to offer them the choice not to buy. This would be appropriate in a situation if you've got, let's say you've got a customer in an automobile purchase is a great example, where you've got two different models. Would you like the red one or the black one? That's a choice close. You're not giving them the opportunity to say no. You're asking them which one. And again, very confident, if a customer is not ready, it can come off as too aggressive and pushy for them. So you have to be careful to use that one at the appropriate time. The summary close is one that I like a lot because it summarizes all the key points, the key features and benefits. It hits on any customer concerns, walks the customer carefully and delicately through the sales decision-making process, and you simply ask for the sale. Especially if you're working with somebody that's analytical and deliberate, like C's, sometimes they need help kind of getting through that sales process. A D or an I is, a D is going to be frustrated. They've already made the decision most likely. I's are going to think that there's, even though they like to chatter with you, there's going to be so much detail at that point in time, or could be, that it confuses them. So you want to be careful which personality type you use this on the summary close. But it's one that I like quite a bit. The assumption close, where you're pretty clear that the customer is going to buy, so you just start planning the order. You start maybe kind of marking down how long it would take for a feed order to get through the system and be delivered to their operation. And there's a few different types of assumption closes here that I'll let you kind of review, but it's kind of a trial close. But be ready, because it could go backwards quickly. If you are incorrect in your assumption, the customer's going to let you know about it right away. But that assumption close is, again, a very good technique. Here's one that I don't like so much, and actually lots tend to use in your sales projects, is the special features close, where you add an extra service or a discount just at the right time to kind of sweeten the pot, to sweeten the deal. And sometimes you just can't get a customer to say yes without it. So throwing in free oil changes, or I'll add in 1 year's free service or something like that, or you'll get free feed testing. Sweetening that pot right at the end in order to get them to say yes. The problem is be careful that you're not sacrificing profit to do so. Be careful that you have authorization to do so. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can't offer a 10% discount or a 2-for-1 deal or a buy 3 get 1 free type deal. Make sure that you know what clarity and what expectations that your company has for you on special features closes. And if you're not prepared to do that for everyone, be ready for the questions, because as you well know, the coffee shop talk gets around and someone will say, I got 25% off. What did you get? That will happen. And if you don't give everybody the same opportunity, it will likely cost you business in the long run. I encourage you to not rely on the special features close. For some salespeople, this is like the security blanket that they go to. It's the ace in the hole, that they like to use it, and they'll go to it often, and they can't close without it. So I would encourage you to work on your closing techniques without this one. So now, once you're kind of getting to that point where the order is going to be made, now you need to start thinking about transitioning from when they say yes to the expectations for satisfaction. You want to reinforce the customer's choice. If they've said yes, make sure that you're as excited about them saying yes as they are. You want to right away dispel any chance for any buyer's remorse to kick in or for them to change their mind. Reinforce that it's something that you believe is going to be a great solution for them. And then ask for any final questions, especially on implementation or delivery, things of that nature. And then set expectations for the next step. When will it be delivered? When will it be installed? How soon will it be ready to work? Make your product expectations clear. And furthermore, make your service expectations clear. Tell them how long it should take to see an impact, or when, or what the impact should be, and how often that they're going to see you as a salesperson servicing their account. Again, for you, clarify that post-sale point of contact. Is it you? Is it going to be another delivery person? For example, someone that drives the feed truck, is going to be them. coming out delivering the feed. And then I would absolutely follow up with them within the first 2 weeks to see how it's going. It's important to do that. Thank you cards or thank you emails are super critical and make way more impact than you understand. Next is absolutely create expectations for your company. Other people that they maybe need to know about, whether it's delivery drivers, managers, office staff, the accounting department. Make it clear if there's any warranties, how warranties work, and what warranty information is going to be crucial for them and where it's stored, whom to contact. Parts and service people and their parts and service hours, parts and service expectations, things of that nature. Set expectations for your company. That wraps up a lot of things, and we're going to transition. We're going to take that expectations section and kind of tag off of that in a future lecture. But I hope that this section has clarified how to appropriately close a sale, what strategies that you can utilize, because there's some great ones out there. Thanks for tuning in to this video lecture series in Unit 7. We'll look forward to seeing you implement these in some of your sales opportunities.